Someone took TamaraJohnson.com. Like, what the heck were the odds? Then let's add cheese.best to cart. And that's pretty much how you can create a website for just $12 a year. All right, Tyler, think. How do I create a website? How am I going to do this? All right, let's go to Google real quick. How to create a website. All right, they must have all the answers. All right, top10buildingsites.com, wix.com, best 10 e-commerce site builders, GoDaddy, Wix, how to create a website for free, how can I create my own website, how much does it cost to create a website? Okay, there's a lot of content out there. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to create a website for just $12 a year to have your own domain and everything you could imagine on that site. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so how this all came about. Let's say you're someone that either has a YouTube channel or whatever it may be, and you want to create a site. Simple enough? All right. Well, here's a couple of things you can do. Here's my site you see right here. All right. You see this, tech tutorials for creatives. This is my site on my YouTube channel. I also point to my YouTube videos, and then I also point to my PowerPoint course, link in the description. And then I also point to my tools, templates, contact, donate. You get the gist. Okay. So how did I create all this in a nice, easy, and simplistic way? Are you a web developer? That's okay. You don't need to be. Are you a coder? You don't need to be. Are you a pro web designer? You don't need to be, because there's a tool that Google designed that allows you to create websites for just $12 a year, and it could even be free if you don't want a custom domain. The $12 is just for the domain, you guys. That's just for the domain. So I'm going to show you guys how this all works. So if you go up here, basically, if you go to domains.google, okay, just type in this address right here to go to domains.google. And then what you want to do here is you're going to want to search for the domain name that you want to use for your website. So either it could be your first and last name, which I did. I just typed in Tyler Stanczak, and then I said get it. And now it should show that this domain is actually taken. All right. Whew.
You scared me.
It's taken. We're good. So right now I actually bought this one for the .com site, Tyler Stanczak. If another Tyler Stanczak is out there and they took this, how dare you? Okay. But luckily they didn't. So basically you have all these options here, .net, .org, .info, .me. If you really love yourself, go .me. Okay. What's better than me? All right. But honestly, this is how you can choose whatever URL you want. Let's say you want to go with cheese, because you know your boy loves cheese. All right. Yeah, so cheese is going to be a lot more expensive, but you could do cheeseboard.page, cheesecloth. Okay, what the heck is a cheesecloth? First off, what the heck? Never heard of a cheesecloth. But anyways, you get the idea. So once you find one you like, you can click on it, and then it's going to say this ending .best has been growing in popularity. Great. We love that. Then let's add cheese.best to cart. Now let's hope I don't accidentally, purchase cheese.best for real, but I'm just going to show you guys what it looks like. So then it's going to add it to your cart right here. And then what you're going to do is, this is how much it's going to cost per year, but here's a better way. So most of the time they actually only will cost $12 a year. So let's say, let's just pick like a super random name like Tamara Johnson. Someone took TamaraJohnson.com. Like, what the heck were the odds? Okay, let's type in Tamio O'Neill. Okay, let's see if that is taken. If that's taken, my goodness. Okay, here we go. Tamio O'Neill. Thank goodness. What are the odds I type in a name and it's taken? What the heck? All right, so Tamio O'Neill is available. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go here and click on this right here. Then you're going to want to add this one to cart. All right. Now it's added to cart. We actually have two of them added. So we're going to get rid of the cheese.best. Bye-bye, cheese.best. All right. Hello, TimO'Neill.com. So then what's going to happen, this screen's going to pop up for you. And basically, this is all the steps only if you want a custom domain. If you don't need a custom domain, feel free to jump to the part where I'm actually creating the site. But this is how you get your custom domain. So you're going to add it to cart. Right here it says $12 a year. You don't get any special discount if you add more years onto it. So I would just do 1 year at a time. We don't need to burn that wallet too quickly. And then you can choose privacy protection is on. This just allows it so that your content info won't be available to the public, which we love. Keep that on lockdown and nice and private. And then auto renew is on. So If you want to manually renew it every year, feel free. You could run the chance of someone else stealing your domain if you don't have auto renew on. So as long as you have a site that you like and you want to keep it up there, just keep auto renew on. That's just the best rule of thumb. And then basically custom email. This is an additional $12 per user per month. Now, some people like to do this. Some people like to have a custom email. I honestly think, especially if you're on a budget and you're watching this video where you only want to make a website for $12 a year, probably don't go with it. I didn't go with it personally. I just have a Gmail account, and unless I like blow up and be like some crazy big deal, I couldn't see the value in having a custom email yet. So, but just know this is an option, and if you do want it, you can just check it. And then you can do like first name, username, last name, and then like a backup email. Also, I'm just gonna have this backup email blurred for privacy reasons. All right, so then once you're all set with that, and we're gonna have this unchecked, then what you can do is you can go to checkout, okay? So then you can check out. Then what you're gonna wanna do is you're going to want to put in your information, review your purchase. If there is a promo code, feel free to put that in. And then you just hit buy. So I'm not going to hit buy because I don't want to actually have this random URL of tomio'oneil.com, but just know that it is available if any of you guys are wanting that URL. Okay. So once you then have your domain name, next, once you have your URL created, you're going to want to go to this site called sites.google.com/new. Now, if you just go to .com, that's fine too. This is where it will take you. And then it automatically populates the new, just because I already have an account created. So basically, it's going to give you a bunch of different options. You can either link your domain name to like a WordPress website if you're building it through WordPress, or through different website building tools. Feel free to use those. But if you want to use it in a nice, clean, easy way where it's nice and integrated, just use Google Sites. It's free. And you don't have to pay a monthly fee to use it. And that's the beautiful thing. That's the whole reason why I chose Google Sites to build out my website, because right now I'm still kind of small, still building up. I don't want a lot of expenses. The only thing that Google charges you is for the domain. They don't charge you to build the website, which is beautiful.
How's this good work? It's beautiful.
They do that for Wix and Squarespace and all these other tools. So let's not deal with that. Let's just do it on Google Sites, okay? Once you're on Google Sites, you'll see that I have my site right here already. But if you want to build a new site, you can go up here and they already have templates for you. And you can even browse through this template gallery to see if you find a template you like. So let's say we like this template right here. All right, we're going to click on this. And then what it will do is it will load up. And again, if you want to have this fully customized, I recommend just starting off with a blank template. That's going to be the easiest way to get you up and running in nice, quick and customized fashion. But if you don't want to have it nice and customized and you want some guidance in the design and look and feel, go with a template. All right, there's no shame in that. All right, so now basically it's pretty intuitive. You can click on different parts of the page and it's going to allow you to customize them. So if you want to name your page a certain thing, like let's say you want to put your name up here, Tyler Stanczak, and then you could say like, welcome to my page. All right, so you can just click and then type whatever you want. And then same with these are just pages. So over here, we're going to show that in a little bit, but just know that these are the titles of each page. Okay, so you can click here to edit the text. If you want to change the image, all you have to do is click on this image, and then these features right here are going to show up, and you can click right here. You can either upload an image or you can select an image. So if you do select image, here's the nice thing about building off of Google. You can actually do a Google search to find a picture you want. So let's say you want like picture of the ocean. I don't know why you'd want that, but you could do that. And then you could pick this right here, and then it's going to populate with that picture. So you don't even have to go on Google Images to find images to upload to this site. You can just Google search it through the tool, and then it's going to upload for you, which is amazing. All right. So then you could also reset it if you want to go back to just the default template, or you could do change image and then select image again. You could go off of your Google Drive, your album, search by URL. Maybe you have a link to an image through Google search that you like. You can paste in that URL. That's also an option. Just know there's a bunch of different things you can pick here. You know, they have nice gallery images here too, if you just want to keep it nice and simple. And then next, what you can do is basically how this works is there's all these different kind of sections, if you will. So basically, if you want to duplicate a section, you click right here, and then that's going to duplicate the section. So let's say you want to add something in the section. All you have to do is double click, and then this nice circle is going to pop up. So you can add an image, you can upload something. Maybe you have a picture you want to upload. It's going to pop open this Finder window, or if you want to embed a link or from Drive. So there's all these different options, and then also text. Okay. So that's one way of how you can add assets to an actual section. Another way to do it is right here. So I recommend this method. It's just sometimes easier, to be honest. So let's say you want to add a placeholder. Okay. You can click right here, and now it's going to add that placeholder. You want to add another one? Just keep clicking. And then if you want to move this placeholder up here, you can do it like so. You can add another one. And this is just a nice way to build out maybe your template if you don't have everything built out yet. And then if you click add, you can upload, select image from Drive, a YouTube video. You know, I could put in my own YouTube videos if I really wanted to. Type in Tyler Stanczak, and then sure, we'll click on this one right here. And then I could add in another one, YouTube, and then click right here. Then maybe I just wanted like 2 videos. What you can do is you can then drag this over, and then we can resize this like so. And there you go. You got your 2 YouTube videos in there, which is awesome. And so another thing you guys might have noticed is as you're moving these around, you're going to see these 12 rows basically that are aligned across your web page. Okay. So you only can see them when I'm clicking, but there's one right here, one right here, one right here. You get the gist. There's 12 of these right here. Okay. And basically it's working in rows and columns. So let's say you want to have like 4 items across a row. Basically, what you would do is you would decrease the size of this to just cover 3 of those kind of columns. And then you can decrease the size of this so it's proportionate, like so. And then we could do the same right here. And then we could decrease the size of it, like so. And then that way you can add 2 more of these YouTube videos right here, okay, to make it nice and even, you know, nice and organized. So it's a nice snap to grid format. All right, so that is how you can easily size and make everything proportionate on your page. You can also just add text here. And the nice thing is you can change the font. You can even look for more fonts. So a lot of people use Google Fonts already to get all their fonts for their websites. So it's all integrated here. And if you don't see a font you like, you can always add more here, which is awesome. So I like to use the Lato font. You can change the heading of it to be, have a title, be heading or normal text. And that's going to change the sizing of it. All right, so let's say you want to change the font size. You can highlight this text and then go right here, either type in the font size you want or pick one from this option right here. Then you bold, italicize, underline, text color. They got almost everything that you can customize here, which is awesome. And then same thing with the subtext. And then just to move these around, you could move this to the side like this. And then you could move this over here. So then it's side by side. Now, everything's a grid and it snaps. So you're not going to be able to put something in between like this right here and just have text going up this way. So there's some limitations, but there's a reason for that, because as you scale this up and down for screen size, it's going to scale properly because of this grid format. So just keep that in mind, which it's all good,
It's all good, man.
It's okay. There's some limitations, but it makes the ease of designing something a lot easier because of that. So thank you, Google. We appreciate that. All right, so that is how you can kind of add in videos. If you want to add in photos, you can also add in buttons. So if you click on a button right here, you could say Google, and then you could type in the link to the Google, and then bam, you got your button. Okay. So another thing you might be wondering is, how do I change the color of this? So there's actually themes right here. So you can change the color of your button right here, or you can even do an eyedrop tool and pick a custom color for your button. So if you have a certain theme that you want for your website, that's also another thing to keep in mind. All right, so this makes no sense, but that's just a way to change colors for buttons. And then you can also change the theme completely. Let's say you want it to be nice and simple like this. That's going to change the text and the coloring and theme of everything. So just be careful if you do click on these. They're going to change things here and there with the fonts and like, you know, what the font kind of looks like. So if you like one of these in particular, make sure you click it first before kind of going too deep into your website build, and then you can kind of get more in depth with it. All right, and then pages. So this is kind of what you saw right up here. So if you want to create a new page, you can always go down here, say new page. Then you could say, I want to talk about tacos. You know, we love tacos. And then let's say you want this page to be at the end. You can just click and drag this to change the order, and then it's going to automatically update it here. And then let's say you want to rename it. You just click right here, go to properties, and then you can change the name of it. So I could name it burritos if I wanted to. Couldn't tell already, I'm kind of hungry, so.
Where's my burrito? Where's my burrito? Where's my burrito?
Oh!
Sorry, you guys. All right, so then if we go back here, again, you can duplicate the page. So let's say you really like the format of this page. We can duplicate it, and then we can name it, you know, tacos. And now we got burritos and tacos, okay? Then another thing you can do is you could add a sub page. So if you want a page underneath the top of your menu bar, you could say like menu. Let's just say like it's the menu for tacos. If I highlight over this, then we're gonna get to menu. And when I click on menu, it's then gonna bring me to this page, okay? So right now we're on tacos, but then if I go to this drop down, now we're on menu, okay? So this is just how you can have pages underneath other kind of higher up pages on your site. Okay, so then another thing that you can do is that's really nice is they actually give you these templates right here. So let's say you want to have like 4 or 5 images in a row with some text. You like this template, you can click right here. Now you can click and add text right here, sample text. Then you can add whatever asset it is. You can add YouTube video, calendar, map, image. You could also do from Drive or upload. If you do upload, again, just pick it from your file. So this is a nice, easy way to kind of get your site building and up and ready. Now, I want to show you guys, after showing you guys all these kind of features, what I kind of do with my site to give you guys inspiration as to what you could possibly do with yours. All right, so I'm now on my site, and as you can see here, this is my website, and the theme I chose was Diplomat. I just kind of liked the font of this right here. You can also add a logo right next to your name right here. And again, this could be whatever you guys want. This is just whatever you guys feel like. If you don't want anything there, you don't have to put anything. You can also add like a little logo. You can do some branding right there and put it right there. Whatever you want. So it's super customizable. You can also add a header. Right now, I actually got rid of a header. So on this page, this is a header right here. So if I got rid of this, it's just going to be this menu bar, and then it gets into the nitty gritty of all the content. That's kind of what I did because I felt like the header bar was taking up too much of the page fold, which is, I think it's 760 pixels is how long the page is before it gets cut off until someone has to actually scroll to get to the rest of the content. So I didn't want this to take up the whole page. I just want to get to the actual meat and bones of my website. So that's why I added in just a custom section here. And how I added this image is I just kind of went here, and you could say set background image, and then you can go here and upload an image, and that's going to set the background image. And then you could also change how you want the background to be. So if I go right here and set background image, emphasis, it's going to make it all dark. You know, if I go with white, it's going to make it all light. But let's say I go here and do image, select image. And then, you know, I just search for, I don't know, we'll do this picture. Going to look kind of cool and faded. And then you could also kind of choose this, and it's going to change it back to that color. So you got these options here if you just want certain colors or an image as the background. Okay. And then I just add text here, which is pretty simple. These are all my pages. These are little kind of icons I created using Illustrator, and they're just kind of PNG images with links. So another thing, when you add images in, you can also link them. So let's say I went in here, double clicked images, and Google search, and let's just say mountain, and then we type in this mountain, insert. All right, these options pop up here, so you can actually crop the image, you can expand it or resize it and then move it like so. If you just want this part, good to go. Or if you want to uncrop it, you click right here, and then you could also link your image right here. So if you go insert link, you can link to pages, or you can link to an actual site. So if you want to go to events, when someone clicks on this, you can hit apply. And now when someone clicks on that, it's going to go to apply. All right. And then you could also go back here and change it if you want to change it to a different link, or you can also remove the link. Then if you click here, you can replace image, add alt text. If let's say the images aren't popping up, it's sometimes nice to have alt text for SEO reasons, or just to show what that image is supposed to look like. The browser doesn't support that image. And you can also add a caption, okay, which is just text underneath it. So in this case, I just kind of linked all these little icons right here. And then if you see, if I hold this and start moving it, I have these all in like little rows, and then this stay connected. It's taking up the middle 4 columns, okay? And then it'll also show kind of like how it's equally spaced out amongst the icons on the left and the right. So nice, easy kind of drag and drop platform. You can kind of stretch the limits on how creative you can get with this. And then right here, this is actually a horizontal bar. So if you want to add something like this in, all it is this divider right here. And that's what you can do to add in a divider. There's all these like collapsible text, table of contents, image carousel. There's a bunch of different widgets right here that you can play around with. So feel free to go nuts with those. The main ones I use are just text and images, to be honest with you guys. I don't really get too fancy with it. And also this is Google Sites, so you can't go too crazy. But this is kind of how I laid it out for all my socials, my Patreon, my PowerPoint course, link in the description if you're interested. My Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and then my Teespring account and PayPal if you want to donate, which is always appreciated. And then down here, we actually have a footer. So if we go back to the sample site, you're gonna see you have a footer created right here as well. So you can actually edit this footer. So if you want to get rid of this, you can get rid of these right here, and then you could double click, add text. And then what I did basically on mine is I got rid of the whole template. This is just a text box with links to each to each page. And then I just add in the all rights reserved, Tyler Stanczak 2021. And then when someone goes down here, they can click on these links and it'll send them to that page. So if I highlight this, you'll see that it goes to that contact page, which is awesome. Okay, next what we have here, so you'll see that my banner image changed. So you're probably thinking, Tyler, you showed us how to do Google search for images, you can upload images, but how did you create these images? Well, what I did was I actually used PowerPoint right here to create all my visuals. So if you see this right here, this is actually for my home page. So if we go back here to home, you'll see that this looks fairly similar to what this looks like right here. And all I did is basically I designed it all in PowerPoint, and then I got a snipping tool or just export this, as a JPEG. You can do that as well. Right here, export as a JPEG, and then you can upload it to Google. So that's kind of how I create all my banner headers. And then this is also another thing I added in for my site for people I worked with. So it's right here. All right. So this was another image I added in. So sometimes if Google isn't letting you get the look and feel you want, maybe just design it in PowerPoint or Canva or whatever free tool you have, and then upload as an image, and you can get that exact format you want for your page to look. And then you can kind of be a little nifty with it and linking things. But just know that everything's in a grid, so you can't move things in certain spots if you want it very particular, but for the most part, you can customize it fairly well. And that's pretty much how you can create a website for just $12 a year. So another thing to keep in mind with Google Sites is that it's structured in the same way as Google Slides and Google Sheets and Excel and all that, where basically if you go to a new tab right here and you click on this grid right here, you're gonna see all the different features for like docs, slides, sheets. And if you go here to more from Google, you're probably gonna see that there's Google Sites. So let's see if we can find it here. Sites right here. So basically the file structure kind of all works the same, where if you're on Google Sites right here, so if you type in google.sites, all right, /new, all right, and then you just sign in with your Gmail account, it's just going to save these automatically to the cloud, which is awesome. All your changes are saved. And then it's just going to create a new one like we did here as an example. Here's my original site, and you can just click back in these. Okay, then it's going to load back up as to where you last started, which is awesome. You can also see the preview of them. So if you want to see it in laptop view, tablet, or mobile, to be honest with you guys, sometimes this is accurate and sometimes it's not. So after you publish it, test it on your own device. It's going to show up pretty quickly. And you can also go here to publish. So if you do have a custom domain name, you can use that. and then type it in after you publish to find it. But if you don't, it's just going to create this site right here, sites.google.com/view/Tyler Stanczak. So if I went to this exact site, I could see this web page after I publish it. Probably not going to do that just because I don't need this site, but just know that you can have technically a completely free site if you don't care about the domain name. So that's pretty cool too. All right, so just keep that in mind. And then another thing I want to let you know is that if you want to share this with others to collaborate, you can do that as well. Same thing with Google Docs. You know, if you have more than one person on a Google Doc, they edit it, it changes for everyone. Same thing with Google Sites. So that's another cool thing. And then settings here, you can change the brand images, navigation. If you want the top to be like on the side right here, you can do that. Or on the top, you can also make it transparent, or you can make it white or black. So pretty cool stuff with how you can customize an entire Google site. I hope you guys did find this helpful, and if you guys do want more tutorials on how to create Google sites in a nice, clean, simplistic way, let me know in the comments down below. But if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a like, and if you could subscribe, I would greatly appreciate the support. Also, if you are interested in learning all things about PowerPoint, even though I know this is a video on how to create a Google site, I'll have a link to that in the description below. Without further ado, I hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and I hope to see you guys in future videos. Thanks.